And the next talk is from Tom Harwood. Thank you.
There was only one place I could start, Paris. It's the example that's happened most recently, and so it's also the one that's most fresh in our minds. 130 people were killed, and 89 people were killed in the Bataclan theatre. The backlash was immediate. It only took 2 days for the French to start bombing targets in Syria. And now, Britain is in Syria too, because we support France. I'm not saying that it was a bad thing to support France, but in my opinion, I think we rushed in a bit too quickly. It was completely understandable though. It must have felt good to hit back against something that really shocked and hurt a lot of French families, but it couldn't have been any more predictable in the way we reacted. There are problems occurring around the world that are not related to radical Islam. Problems that don't even make the news in Western countries. All of those events took place on the same day as the Paris attacks. We only become more aware of problems outside the Western sphere when something really nasty appears, like this. That little boy had to die to make us notice, temporarily, the refugee crisis. It's died down again. And so now it seems we're waiting for another death, or another massacre, for it to be brought back into the public eye. The picture on the right was taken in London, and the one on the left was taken from the aftermath of the Tunisia shootings. These type of pictures come up a lot in the media, and usually starts appearing when a debate starts being stirred up. These photos will naturally stir up some kind of fear. Evidence from a survey showed that over half of British people believe that Islam clashes with British values. The only way to challenge this is by showing images from the other side. The one on the left is from Oklahoma, and the one on the right is from a march in Kurdistan, in the heart of the Muslim world. The Oklahoma photo was taken from a march to promote tolerance after the Republican Party starts to target the Muslim minority. Why is it we don't see more of this? Surely it would make everyone feel much more comfortable. On the day of 9/11, a Muslim family was kicked out of their apartment following the attack. But what's strange is that they've been living in that building for around 7 years. You would have thought that their neighbours would have recognised that the family of four would have been unlikely conspirators. The one on the right happened in Kurdistan, a largely Muslim country. Again, why are we not seeing more of these protests? ISIS is a fringe, radical organisation that markets terror very well. And it seems, at least to me, that all the scary executions are more attractive to the media than the quiet, undramatic and local efforts to fight back. Positive outcomes of Paris. Perhaps I phrased that strangely, but it's important to address it. In the wake of Paris, huge amounts of Muslims have been writing and tweeting and posting and talking about how ISIS is not what Islam stands for. The hashtag not in my name also emerged, used mostly by Muslims during the heated debates that happened. Maybe it will resurrect itself during the next set of Islam-related debates. Sadly, perhaps, it was necessary for a tragedy to occur to allow for a greater discussion of the issue. All of us, either at school, people in our family, our friends, people all over the country, have something to say on Islam. Some of us have people who we know who are Muslim and can think of no one less likely to be an angry, up with Sharia law protester who roots for the guys who killed Lee Rigby. Out of 1.57 billion Muslims, only around 0.003% would support ISIS. Not even fight them, just support their beliefs. For us to attack that small minority would be playing ISIS' own game. What I feel, I'm wary, but no more than I am someone who supports UKIP. It's slightly confusing to me, but then again, I'm pretty atheist. I don't really support any religion. What I want is more clarity. I want to hear more opinions and hear more facts about what is going on, whether they come from witnesses, refugees, or survivors. Why do I not feel this clarity? Why am I not hearing these opinions? Why is no one telling me these facts? These are the people who can do that. The media holds sway, obviously, and where we live, most of us naturally trust the newspapers, but we have to be able to question what they say. ISIS, Daesh, Al-Qaeda, whoever it is, they'll continue to try and make people afraid of them. That is their point. They're terrorists and not an army. Governments are the ones who will be making decisions for us. Sometimes without asking. They are effectively in charge of what happens. They could place thousands of soldiers in a Muslim country and it could be a huge mistake. Moderate Muslims, perhaps that was an odd one to include. But are they loud enough in their counter-demonstrations? Is there more they could be doing? There's definitely a reaction after Paris and after the school shooting in Pakistan. Those who are afraid probably need to see more open criticism of ISIS, though, to help sway their opinion. Perhaps the search for someone to blame is pointless, though. It's too late to make much of a change to past events. So really, it should be more of a case of amending any issues, to make sure no more stupid mistakes happen. We need to concentrate on dealing with the issue of fear being spread, rather than who it is spreading it. We are at a stage where important decisions are being made about what to do with comparatively little understanding in the country. There are only 13 Muslim MPs in Parliament, and that's not enough to provide the other side of the story. We are the next generation who have the chance to make their decisions. We need to make sure we understand both sides of the story. Can we change, or do we need to change the view of the public on Muslims? I think it would be possible, but I can't confidently say how we could go about it. But it would also be wrong to set something that's unachievable. Something could well happen in the next couple of years that completely turns the tables and means that we become the tolerant country we claim to be. Our future depends on this. Thank you.